All Hail Biafra! This is Biafra Liberation Army Network coming to you again. Please like, share, and comment.
In the history of the world, not just the history of Biafra. This injustice carried out by a Finnish authority under Alexander Stubb has shown the global agenda, the suppression, the interracial repression going on in the world, especially this particular one being manipulated by the Finland government in collaboration with the Nigerian terrorist state. This is unacceptable. This is a slap on justice, and this is a slap on the self-determination process of the Biafran people to be able to exercise their right on who is going to be their leader. The right of Biafrans not to live or cohabit with a country, Nigeria, that reintegrates non-terrorists into their land, kills Christians, a country that has been declared as the most dangerous country in the world to live today. That is Nigeria. A country that went on fishing expedition by arresting innocent 4 Biafrans, locking them up for over 30 days. And it is this judgment is not acceptable by Biafrans. And again, Finland went on this fishing expedition, arresting 4 innocent Biafrans, labeling them as terrorist financiers. These people, what Nigeria do is what they project on other people. Recently, a Canadian court has labeled Nigeria ruling political party, APC and PDP, of which Tinubu, Nigerian president, and Christopher Monster are part of that. That has been labeled as terrorist organizations. During the trial of our prime minister, the Finland authority brought in individuals that were presumably Biafrans, in quotes, proscribed terrorist organization. They brought them inside Finland court to bear witness against our prime minister. How can Finland use presumed terrorists from a proscribed organization as witnesses during the shambolic trial of our prime minister in Finland? How can a shambolic trial that didn't even last just about 2-3 weeks result to such sentencing? We witnessed that trial where the major issues that affected Biafrans, none was discussed. Absolutely none. We watched that trial in Finland. The killings by the Nigerian state of thousands of innocent Biafrans was never discussed in that court. The killing of Christians, not only in Biafra land, but in all the indigenous Nigerian states, was never even addressed. The reasons why Biafrans won their freedom was never addressed. The removal of innocent Biafrans that are being killed and their organs harvested, which was reported by Amnesty International, that was not addressed during this shambolic trial of Finland authorities. We did not have enough trial lawyers. This attorney in this case was just planted on our prime minister by the Finnish authorities. We requested for our lawyers that are fully aware, fully conversant with our history, with what is going on in Biafra land, with our quest for our independence. We requested for them to be part of this trial. Finnish authority, they turned it down. Only to impose, only to bring this lawyer that has no history of where Biafra has been, of the killings going on in Biafra land by the Nigerian state. Even when we have declared our independence, where over 50 million Biafrans voted to exit Nigeria, We all came together in Finland to declare our independence, to vote for that. Finland has not respected that. As we speak, the Nigerian terrorist state still occupies our land. Finland, you are talking about legal means. Legal means to get freedom. What legal means did Finland use to get their freedom from Russia when they fought for their independence from Russia? What is the legal means? What is the legal means? Nigeria has so many human rights abuses. Nigeria does not respect any rule of law. That Nigeria does not respect any human rights processes. They don't respect the indigenous. Most indigenous Nigerians are begging to leave because Nigeria reintegrates non-terrorists into the country. So how can Finland base their judgment based on witnesses that were brought to them by a terrorist state, which the evidences that came from Nigeria cannot be relied upon? Finland, you say that. And now, based on those evidences, Finland, you say you are going to sentence our prime ministers to 6 years. It's not acceptable by Biafrans. Our prime minister is not a terrorist. Biafrans are not terrorists. We are defending our land. We are defending our people from the terrorist state of Nigeria. And we are not going to do that defense. We cannot defend our land with clothes and books and papers. T.Y. Danjuma has told all indigenous Nigerians to go and defend their land using the same thing that Nigerian government used to come and kill us. That is exactly what their friends are doing. That is exactly what our Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu has done. That is exactly what our prime minister has done. There we are defending their land. We are defending our land. Self-defense is our right. Self-determination is our right. We, their friends, cannot defend our land with reintegrated terrorists brought in by Nigeria wielding AK-47 and RPGs, and you think we will fold our hands and then defend our land? We talk about legal. What legal way? What is the legal way to defend our people? Finland, by folding our hands, by always crying, always begging, and you think the Nigeria lawless state will so until all of us are killed, until we are finished, then it will be legal in your eye. Shame on you, Finland. Big shame on you for this humane to support the terrorist state of Nigeria that has killed innocent and thousands of Biafrans. You don't talk about that. No, you didn't talk about that. You're more interested about the economic collaboration and economic gain that you strike with Nigerian government. That is all you are interested in. But Biafrans, we are going to use every legal means to ensure that you, Finland, and Nigeria does not continue this oppression, this suppression, and this killing of innocent Biafrans. We will follow you the way you have followed. Fellow Biafrans, leaders of the world listening to me, Finland has carried out the highest form of injustice against Biafran people, and we will never allow that to go. We will not allow that to go. The independence of people, the independence of Biafra is not just about an individual. It's not about Simon Eber. Neither is it about Nnamdi Kanu. It is about the people. The people that came together, 50 million people through self-referendum have voted they want to exit Nigeria. And we converged in Finland on November the 29th, 2024, to redeclare Biafra in the name of the United States of Biafra. That is the government we are running right now. As we speak, Biafra is a sovereign nation. The United States of Biafra is a sovereign state. We do not need the approval of Nigeria or Finland to be a sovereign state. We met all the criteria based on the Montevideo Convention to be a sovereign nation. That is exactly what we are. We will continue to protect our land. We will continue to protect our people. As we speak, Nigeria state is occupying our land, Biafra land. We will defend our land and we will defend our people. This judgment of 6 years, and I want to be very, very clear, the court calendar, the judge calendar run differently. So the 6 years is approximately 3 years. And in these 3 years, our prime minister have done 9 months in detention in Finland. So you remove that 9 months from the 3 years. We have about 2 years plus. And then we are going to appeal this judgment. Criminal judgment from Finland. We will appeal that. Then we have to put the right attorneys who knows our history, who knows what we are doing, and not people that do not know what we are doing, planted by the Finland government to judge the case for our prime minister. That is not acceptable. This judgment, strongly believe, will be reversed. The prime minister has not done anything except to protect his people from the reintegrated terrorists brought in by Christopher Musa and the Nigerian government. Eventually, within the 2 years, 3 months that is left, if our prime minister, if this judgment was not turned over, hopefully within 1 year, with good character, our prime minister will go home within 1 year. I know. It's the way it goes. Those jubilating that, oh, their prime minister have been given 6 years. You need to go get your records straight. PM does not have any 6 years. It's concurrently 3 years, minus 9 months, 2 years, 3 months. If he's good, after 1 year, he goes home. If this justice is upturned, he goes home after the appeal. We have 7 days to declare that we want to appeal, and we have 30 days for the appeal process. So Biafrans, be not moved. There is nothing. Be not moved. Thank God we declared our independence in Finland on November the 29th. Think about what would have happened if we didn't take this bold step to declare our freedom. Some mediocres on social media will be telling you, oh, you should have left the Finland. You should have not declared. You should have not done this. These are agents planted by the Nigerian state to disrupt what we are doing. Thank God we declared our independence. And at this point, Finland, you are talking about legal. You should follow us back to back on the legal processes and on the legal standing we are going to be going with Nigeria, toe to toe. Be sure you are there to witness that legal process which you want Biafrans to use to get our freedom. I'm very, very happy that this judgment have brought to the world that the United States of Biafra is a sovereign state, is a sovereign nation, and we are going to defend it using, in quotes, the legal way that Finland has suggested. Again, this judgment has shown the failure of the Nigerian state. The failure of the Nigerian state to kill our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. Their initial plan is to extradite him to Nigeria where they will kill him. That was the plan for the Nigeria. They colluded with Finland. Finland never bothered about all the report, over 200 pages of human rights abuses reported to Finland government by our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa. Finland never bothered about that. Thousands of Biafrans that were killed. Finland never bothered about that. Thousands of Christians, Biafrans that were removed and killed. Finland never bothered about that. Our businesses that are being burned down, our homes that are being burned down. The legitimized governors colluding with Tinubu and the Nigerian state to destroy our homes, destroy our economic means, kill our women, rape our young girls, destroy our farmland, invade and occupy our land. Finland never addressed any of this. And the lawyer that represented Obatobia never addressed any of this. What kind of shambolic trial was that? They brought these witnesses from DOS IPOB organization to come and say, oh, you give order here and it happens there. Who is it? You, Finland, that will give order for Biafrans to obey? No. Biafrans will listen to their leaders. Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu is a Biafran leader. Simon Ekpa is a Biafran leader. They listen to them because they have the interest of them at heart. That is the one they will listen to. Anyone you plant into Biafra land will fail. Biafrans will reject that person. And there's nothing anyone can do about that because we are building one of the most democratic countries in the world. So if you are thinking or planning or plotting to plant anyone in Biafra land, you have failed. It's a promise. So again, we saw the criminal judgment delivered by Finland against our prime minister. Nothing, according to them, he engaged in terrorist activities. He was sponsoring terrorists. So when Canada has declared that Nigeria and the Tinubu and their leaders with their political party is a terrorist organization, Finland, didn't you hear that? You think you can doubt our spirit? You think you can cage us? You think you can suppress us? You failed on arrival. I promise you that. Because the world knows who the terrorists are. And it is the Nigerian state that you, Finland, collude with. So, fellow Biafrans, men and gentlemen of the press, world leaders listening to me, I want to let Biafrans know nothing can stop the full protection of our land. We have already declared our independence. And Finland, let me start with the legal. The first legal law that Nigeria is breaking as we speak is that Nigeria state under Tinubu and Christopher Musa is currently occupying Biafra land as we speak now. They are occupying Biafra territory as we speak. You're talking about legal process. You're talking about the legal way to get our independence. So, right now, Nigeria has broken the first legal law, which you, Finland, is looking for by currently occupying Biafra land, even after we've peacefully written to them that we have declared our independence. Over 50 million Biafrans have voted through a self-referendum. We met all the criteria as a nation. We have our constitution. We have our declaration document. We have our money. All that is in the process of being executed and implemented. We have our Biafra ID card. Our international passport is on the way. We have our Biafra driver's license. So Finland, your partner, Nigeria, as we speak, has failed the first law of freedom for the people as they are currently occupying Biafra land. So you must start from there right now to tell them to leave Biafra land immediately. That is number one crime. Nigerian state, as we speak today, looking for legal ways. Finland, you said we should get our freedom from the legal way. One of the legal ways Nigeria is breaking as we speak now is that Nigeria state is occupying a foreign land, which is the United States of Biafra territory. So that the law they are breaking as we currently speak right now. So Finland, you should address that. You must address that law that Nigeria is breaking right now as we speak. Because we will defend our land, we will defend our people. Fellow Biafrans, I want to use this opportunity to let you all know that our Prime Minister has not committed any crime, not even one. He denied all the charges. Finland imposed this criminal judgment on our Prime Minister. That is exactly what they did. That based on the economic game between Finland and Nigeria, where they asked them to give them the oil. They gave them the gas contract at Lekki, and they will move Simon Eber to them to kill. But thank God, we stopped Finland, and we will continue to stop Finland, is a promise. On that note, I thank all Biafrans, all the 40 state governors in Biafra land, all the commissioners in the 40 states of Biafra land, the United States of Biafra was really cleared November 29th, 2024 in Lahti, Finland. Despite all the threats from Finland government, despite all the threats from Finland authorities, where they threatened some of us will be arrested, some of us will never leave Finland, some of us with all this kind of threat they brought on us, we were resolute. We declared our independence in Finland on November 29th, 2024. There is only one government under the United States of Biafra government led by my humble self, Dr. Robese. That is the only government recognized at this time for our new nation. So I'm telling the world, I'm letting Biafrans know that our Prime Minister has not committed any crime, not even one. Terrorist is the Nigerian state. That is why Nigeria is a failed state. Nobody can resuscitate them. So the attempt by Finland to resuscitate a failed nation that is going down the drain by the second, both of them, both countries will go down in that way, is a promise. I also want to use this opportunity to tell Biafrans, you must be strong. Do not despair. Do not be moved. Do not be worried. I know it's a painful period for us because Finland has no reason to collude with a terrorist state to sentence our Prime Minister. They have no reason to do that. So this shocker, which they brought to everybody, including their own citizens in Finland, we will navigate through this successfully. It's a promise I'm giving you. Let no one be moved. Let no one be confused or think that there is anything wrong that our Prime Minister did. No, it is Finland that has committed a crime, atrocity against humanity, against human rights, against self-determination, against self-defense. That is exactly what Finland has committed. Today, with Nigeria, together, they will get the repercussion for this crime they committed today. We want to honor our Prime Minister. We want to appreciate you. We want to thank you. You are the reason for the season. Do not be moved for that which you seek. We already got it. And we will use every legal means to make sure that every indigene, every security, every apparatus of the Nigerian state in Biafra land, they must leave. They will leave, is a promise. Legally. And I want you, Finland, to watch that legal process, which has already commenced. On that note, dear friends, I think that is all that I have to talk to you about today. Again, I thank all the 40 state governors, the commissioners, the commanders in their respective state, what they need to do with our military, our police, our security, our defense. We will protect our land because we are a sovereign nation. We've declared our independence. I thank all the cabinet members. I thank all the stakeholders. What Finland has done today has shown the whole world that the globalist agenda and the plots and the plans by some European countries to continue to suppress, to intimidate, and think they can lord it over African countries, such as Biafra, that plot, that plan will never succeed. Thank you so much. We will meet in the court. So Finland, be ready. With you and Nigeria, be ready, because the United States of Biafra government, we are in the courts, and more is coming. And I am very, very happy that you brought this legal way. You brought it, even though that the one that our Prime Minister showed you, all the legal documents presented to Finland is not enough. To the Finnish authorities, to the Finnish government, they never reported it to the European Union Human Rights Commission that there is human rights abuses going on in Nigeria, being reported every day. Thousands of Christians are killed every year in Nigeria. Finland is not talking about that. Thousands of Biafrans are murdered every year. Finland, you did not address that in the court. You did not address that in the law court. In the shambolic trial, you went over with PM Simon Epa. No, you did not. Because you already have your mind made up. Alexander, stop. You already set up the table. You already set up the game. You must complete your own side of the deal with the terrorist state of Nigeria. That's exactly what you did. Because the world watched the shambolic trial you did with our Prime Minister, Simon Epa. And we know what is going on. We know what you did. Again, I want to use this opportunity to let Biafrans know that these also shall come to pass. It is one of those that happen in the quest for people to be free. Nigeria want to use every means possible to continue to milk the natural oil resources, oil reserves in Biafra land. Not anymore. Not anymore. We will stop you. It's a promise. You cannot come to our land, milk our natural resources, ship it abroad, get into contracts with countries like Finland, and you think you will continue to do that on the blood of innocent Biafrans that are dying every day, being taken away by the Nigerian state, locked up in different cells across Nigeria and in Biafra land, in DSS dungeons, in the prisons, in police stations, in army barracks. You think that is okay. And you're talking about law. Do you know what law means, Finland? You don't know what law means. You have no clue. You don't know. You don't know. Thousands of innocent Biafrans have been killed, languishing in cells across Nigeria and across Biafra land. Did you ask Nigeria what crime have these individuals committed? You are supposed to be part of the human rights process. Did you ever ask Nigeria what crime has these people committed? Their only crime is that they want to be Biafran. Their only crime is they want to have their own country. But they are locked up. And Finland, you're talking about legal process. Shame on you. What do you know about legal process? When you have 200 pages of human rights abuses committed by the Nigerian state, submitted officially to your office, you did not address that. You didn't do anything about that. But you shamelessly come out to deliver judgment. You think You lock up Simon. You lock up our mind. You lock up our self-determination. You lock up our resoluteness to build and protect our land from external enemies like the reintegrated terrorists from Nigerian government. No, you don't have that power.